You are tuned into Kids.
In the pit.
Hey guys, it's Gabe from the Kids in the Pit podcast. Today I'm being joined by James Watson from See You Next Tuesday, The Heartland, Domestic Terror, and Purse Candy. Thanks so much for joining me.
No problem, buddy. Thanks for having me.
So you're in four bands right now. What instrument do you play in each of them?
I am the drummer in every single one of them because that is all that I am capable of doing.
And also, there are like four drummers in the entire world.
There, there must be
There's like
just,
not, there's so many more guitarists and singers, um, and like bassists.
yep. That
Yeah.
is that is a true statement. It is much harder to find a drummer, and I will emphasize this: a good drummer, not like to toot my own horn or anything like that, but like it's hard to find someone who is reliable and dependable and good. And when bands or people start starting bands and find out about you, and if you're not a total turd, people will ask you, hey, do you have time to do this project? Or do you have time to help me record something? And that's the stuff I like to do. I like to record with as many people as possible. It's just fun, but like drummers are hard to find, and like here in Columbus, there's a handful of great drummers, and we are all in multiple bands.
Yeah. Yeah, my band is playing Columbus July 3rd, I think.
Really, where
Yeah.
at?
The venue isn't confirmed, but it's either going to be at Dirty Dungarees or there's a house venue that does a lot of hardcore shows. I don't remember what they're called. Do you know?
Oh, okay.
The
Uh,
basement?
there's so Dirty Dungarees, absolutely. That is I really hope that your show is there. If it is, regardless, let me know. I would love to come check you guys out. But
Definitely
Dirty
will.
Dungs is awesome. It's a laundromat, and
Yep.
it's a laundromat slash bar that they turned into a venue. And honestly, the like one of the last shows I played was at Dirty Dungarees with Domestic Terror. So, as far as the house venue goes, there's been so many over. I've been doing this a long time, and there's been so many different ones over that course of time that I am not sure what exists today or what doesn't exist. So you'll have to let me know, please.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, it's gonna be at like one of those two venues. We're not sure yet. My dad's band has played Dirty Dungarees once or twice. He's a drummer too. His band is called Thought Control. Recently, he just played Columbus like a couple days ago. They were on like a little weekend tour, and they played the basement that we might be playing. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
yep,
that's rad.
yep. Um, do you know the bands X to Bear X or Regalia?
I do not. No.
Okay, they're like hardcore bands, and I think they might have both been on that show, but I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, they don't sound familiar to me, but
Yeah,
I'm also like I'm out of the loop.
yeah. That's I mean, since there's like no drummers, that's kind of the reason I started playing drums because I mean, I want to like be in as many bands as I can. I mean, and like everyone needs a drummer, right? So I'm
That's
not
true.
like I mean, I would say I'm pretty good. Like I would be able to I don't think I could do like Cannibal Corpse or like any crazy stuff, but I could probably play in like something that's not too hard, just not showing
Oh,
off.
I think you should just dive right into Cannibal Corpse style.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna join Cannibal Corpse. Just wait till the next
Oh
tour.
man, whew, man, let me know. Let me get a +1 to that show.
Yep. So I do sing and play guitar in a death metal band called Farm Machinery, and we cover Hammer Smashed Face pretty often.
Sick.
And we cover it as Hammer Smashed Bass because our bassist is like he doesn't. I mean, he's getting a lot better because he practices a lot, but he doesn't really know how to play bass that well. So for that song, we have this like really bad bass that doesn't even like work really. I don't think the pickups work anymore, but for that song, you know, like, so he plays that song with that bass, and for that part, he hits it with a hammer. So
That's awesome.
it's sick. Um, yeah. So
That rules.
yeah, he's he's
It's
he's good at bass with a hammer.
okay.
He's getting better. Yeah,
It's
he's
kind
getting a
of
lot better.
cool. It's kind of cool that you're 14 and super into like metal stuff and just even like you said earlier, just trying to playing in as many projects as you possibly can is really
Yeah,
cool because you know it's not. I don't know, like when I was growing up, it was really hard to find people to play with, like people who were like wanting to do it and could. And I grew up in a very small farm town, so like most people, like when you want to be like, what do you want to sound like? Or like, it's not even like, it's not even that at first. Like, it's like you're trying to like just cover songs, and then you're like, well, what can we cover? Like, what do you know? Like, what do you like? And I luckily grew up with like a handful of friends who were super into metal, and you know, and I was the only drummer, period. That was it at my school. Like no one else until I was in the 11th grade. There was no other like really, well, there was one other dude who played drums, but like he had his group of friends that he played with and they were all older. So I was pretty much it as the like younger up and comer person, like coming up through like middle school and high school. And like trying to figure out what your friends want to play is like pulling teeth. It's like, okay, well, what do you want to play? I don't know. What can you play? I don't know. And like, so you kind of just start like messing around. Like most people are like, you want to play Inner Sandman, and it's like, you know how to play that song? It's like, cool, let's do it. So you just kind of start, but it's cool that you are as young as you are and have people who are willing to play. Like even the kid that hits the bass with the hammer, like
yeah.
we, like we
So
barely had anybody to play with.
He's kind of a
yeah,
country kid.
so he's very like you said, like grew up on a farm. Like his grandparents own a farm. He's very like country. He's just like I guess redneck you could say. Um, but that's kind of
I'm
like the theme.
familiar.
That's the theme of the band. Like we just put out an EP called Blue Collar Death Metal. Um,
Sick.
so we got guest vocals on there from Devin from Sanguisugabog. Do you know them? They're from Ohio, I think.
Yeah, Devin's a homie of mine. I actually just saw him what day was that? Monday. I ran into him at the Gate Creeper show here in Columbus at the venue across the street from Dirty Dungarees.
Oh, sick. Um,
Yeah,
Tell him to do your
those
podcast.
guys are awesome.
yeah. I think he said he'll eventually be on here, but we'll see. I know he's super busy because Sanguisugabog does not stop touring.
No, and then I'm I tell him every time I talk to him because he he and I kind of just met each other through the music scene here, and he asked me long time ago. We're talking probably 10 years ago. He asked me if I would be interested in like doing a project with him. And there was a point in time where I hung it up for a little bit. And it 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 wears on you. Like I said, like being in multiple bands, it wears on you. Dealing with different personalities wears on you. Life just wears on you.
Yeah.
And he asked me if I would be interested in doing a project with him. I had no idea what it even would be. And I was like, man, I really appreciate the offer, but I'm just not doing anything right now. Um, and he was like, yeah, no problem. And then I don't know if that specifically could have been Sanguisugabog.
Damn.
Um, it could have been, but I honestly have no idea if it was because he's been in a few bands, um,
I
and
think
may
he's
have been in the
in.
few. What's
I
that?
think I think he's in a lot, right?
He
Like
does, yeah.
currently.
He has quite a few projects going on, but back then, like Sanguisugabog wasn't even a band, I don't think,
Damn.
or that could have been like its conception period, like just starting, maybe, but I don't know. Um, but I would tell him all the time, I'm like, I'm super proud of like everything that you guys have done because, they literally did the same thing as like every band does. It's start, playing basements, playing local shows and going out there and trying to do a small tour and all this stuff. And then you eventually just you get noticed and it's how much effort you put in that really gets you to the going on tour with Lamb of God
Yeah,
type
it's
of
crazy.
attitude. And I'm just like, dude, really stoked for everything. And we catch up every once in a while online, and I see him at shows occasionally. I'm kind of a homebody. It has to be something really, really awesome for me to want to go to a show anymore now.
Yeah.
I turn 40 next month, so I'm not, I just stay home where I like to be.
I think like how they got so big, like I'm definitely not saying this is a bad thing. I think since their logo is so crazy, like people see this logo and be like, okay, wait, I have to check this band out. Then realize, oh
Yeah.
wait, this band is sick. This is awesome. So then they'll just keep listening and you get like listeners for life basically.
Yeah. And it doesn't hurt the fact that they have one of the most talented people in their band, and that is Cody Davidson.
Yeah,
Uh,
that dude's insane.
he can play every instrument ever,
Yeah.
and he is the most creative drummer I know and have really ever seen.
His drum
His
parts are beautiful.
Yes, I tell him all the time, like especially with Hideous Aftermath, like this new record they put out,
Yeah.
like that drumming is literally next level. Like
Yep.
the stuff he does on that, and the really awesome part is I know that right now he's on guitar, and I don't know if he's going to stay there, but they have a great person playing drums for them right now, and
Yeah.
but like Cody was putting out YouTube videos of himself playing some of these newer songs off the record, like from like the end of last year when it came out, and they were just really cool drum cams. Like if you watch those, they're so ridiculous. Like this, just this little hand snare patterns that he like little fills, like little rolls he does, and it's just all so creative, and I love it. And you know, I hope that even more great stuff happens for those dudes for
For sure.
sure.
Yep. Um, I mean, sometimes I'll try to play some of the new Sango Bog stuff on drums. Eventually I want to be at the point where I can do like a drum cover on Instagram for that because I've done like a couple songs, but I don't do it often. I mean, I'm getting there, but like there's a lot of parts that are just crazy. Like I'm not that good at double bass yet. Like I can do it. I can play all the double bass parts. I wouldn't say all, but in some of their songs, all the double bass parts, but not for like the whole section because they'll just have it going for like a
Yeah,
while.
yeah, yeah.
So I'm working on it, but there's a lot of stuff that he does that I just can't do yet at all. So
The double stroke rolls that he does with his
yeah,
feet are I can't even do that. Like
yeah,
I can do it a little bit, but the longevity that he does for these parts, I can't do that.
yeah. I can. So I can do like the like like that type of beat with a single pedal, like with the double tap.
Yeah.
But doing it with I can't do it with my left foot. Doing it right and left, also without missing like any, is like it's so hard for like it sounds way easier than it is. When you think
Hmm.
the double stroke rolls, oh, it's like, oh, that's easy. No, it's not easy at all.
Yeah, because in your head you're like, I can do a double stroke roll with my hand, but when you try to apply that bounce and that control with your feet, and you're just like when I try and do it, sometimes I'll sit in my basement and try it, and I'll just feel so dumb. I'm like, why am I like, why can't I get this?
Yeah.
Like as soon as I learn that, I like it's over for everyone. Like, get
Yeah.
out of my way because it's about to be completely nuts if I can figure it out.
Yeah. My left foot is just I can't do it at all with my left foot, so working
You're
on it.
not, yeah, you're not used to like doing that motion like
Not at
at
all.
all. I'll sit here
And
at work. This is where I work. This is my office. And so I'll sit here and I'll listen to stuff like that and I'll sit here and try and do it like with my feet on the floor. And it seems to make sense like while I'm doing it right now. Like it seems like, oh, that seems like the motion because you're basically kind of like
yeah, yeah.
rolling your feet like that. Then when like I go downstairs and I get on my pedals, I'm just like I can get it for like a half second and then it's just like it falls apart.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's definitely it's different for everyone. Everyone's method, process, style, settings, it's all different. It's all catered to you. It's to whatever you mess with enough to figure it out. That's what it is. And it's people can give you tips and okay, I see what you're doing here, but it's like you won't be able to do it until you start practicing it and find your way of doing it. So,
Yeah. I think it might be because like the floor, you're just like sitting your foot on it kind of, but like on a pedal you have to actually like push down.
mhm,
That might
yep.
be because I think I can do it just like putting my feet on the pedal, but you have to actually make it hit the head.
Yeah, yeah. And if you follow Eric, the guy that's playing with Sango Sugabog right now,
Yeah, we know him. He's awesome.
cool. If you look at his page and you look at his setup because he's been posting it a ton, you'll notice that like the bass drum head is here and his beater is like here. He's
Whoa,
only
really?
like going like that far. It's like I said, it's your style, it's your settings, like that's what works best for him. And I'm like, I've never seen a drummer that plays extreme metal do like have their beater that close, or at least I've never like been able to see it from a video. Like you watch someone like John Longstreth from Origin, for example, the king of death metal drumming, hands down. His beaters are like normal and like he just like really just lets them fly. And this like when I saw Eric's setup like that, I was like, whoa, that is really interesting. And it makes you want to like try so many different things, but it's like you don't want to completely go out of your own norm element. Like I feel like with my settings as they are, I feel like I should be able to do this. Like it just takes practice. And I admittedly don't practice a whole lot because, I work 40 hours a week And normally when I'm done working, I don't feel like bashing drums. Probably should, just because work is stressful, and you would think that that would be a good way to just relieve stress. But normally I'm just tired and I just want to stare at my phone and watch other drummers be really badass on YouTube. But you know, um, but like as you said at the beginning and naming off the bands I've been playing with, so it's like I'm constantly busy. So as of late, really two of those projects have been playing a lot more. Like See You Next Tuesday is like top priority, and the Heartland is a band that I was in years and years ago, 20 years ago. And we just recently reformed and started playing some of these old songs again and trying to build a set list and play like kind of like a reunion show. So that'll be fun. And Domestic Terror, I'm always busy with See You Next Tuesday, and everybody's schedules are a little bit different. Our singer's now a dad. But it's just kind of like, am I able to come and be there for practice? So it's like it's hard, and
Yeah.
you know, it's like I said, it's harder for me to want to go practice sometimes. But like I see drummers like Cody, and I'm like, oh my god, I need to go practice. Like I want to be like on that level of playing like this dude is, but yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know.
That's he's
Sorry, I
probably
went off
like
on a tangent.
he's probably like my goal. Cody is like for drums, that's probably like my goal to. I mean, you can only get better, but like once I'm as good as him, if I ever am as good as him, I'll be completely satisfied with drums.
I have faith in you.
Maybe.
We can do this. We can do
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Maybe we should get lessons from Cody.
Yeah, maybe. Might
We'll
be a
just
good
call
idea.
him
Hmm.
like, "Hey, dude, we need lessons, please.
Yep.
Thanks."
Um, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so Domestic Terror. It's kind of funny because there's a promoter dude that books shows in like DC. And
Hmm.
his booking name is Domestic Terror Productions or something. But I know it is
Oh,
Domestic
interesting.
Terror. Um, so that just it's kind of funny, but he's really cool. He does a ton of sick shows.
That's interesting. Yeah, Domestic Terror. They've been around like the band. They've been around for over 20 years now.
Hmm.
Um, and he kind of started out as like a really just three piece, like mostly like kind of improv grind. Like they had the most insane song title names, just the most ridiculous stuff. And then they just progressively, their sound changed a little bit more to like a slammy death metal, grindy, like mesh. And I got involved with them uh, five 5 years ago. Um, I was doing some recording for another project that was just a recording project, and the guitar player of Domestic Terror is a friend of mine, and I asked him if he had studio time, then I could record with him. And while we were doing it, he was like, "Hey, I don't know how busy you are, but we have been looking for a drummer for quite a while, and figured what better time to ask you than now, and while you're here." And I was like, "I don't have anything really going," so
Yeah,
um, linked up with them. But that's funny that there's a dude that promotes shows with that name. I'll have to
yeah,
tell them that.
yeah. It's pretty cool. So how old were you when you started playing drums?
You know what, Gabe? When you sent me these questions, there were a couple where I had to like boot up an old hard drive up here to try and remember back that far. And some of those questions were really hard for me to like answer. I was like, well, maybe it was this. No, maybe it was this. Um, but to answer this question, I was, hmm, I want to say 12. I was 12,
Okay. I think
roughly around then.
I was either 11 or 12. I don't know, but that was like when I first started messing around on my dad's kits. So I think I started seriously playing drums when I was, no, wait, maybe when I was 12, maybe like really late 12. I don't know.
I'm
Either,
trying to pinpoint a year on it for myself, but I think, well, no, okay, so it was 1997, so I was 11. So it was like the end of 97.
okay.
Um, yeah, I was 11, so that makes sense now. Yeah,
So I think
sorry.
now that I think about it, I started actually playing when I was 12 and I started messing around on my dad's kit when I was 11.
Okay,
That's
so it's cool
what I
because you
think.
had it in the house.
Yeah, so I didn't, I mean, I'm really lucky because I don't know if I would be playing drums if my dad didn't have kits because I would like, I wouldn't know that. I mean, I would say I have a talent for drums. I wouldn't know that because there's not a drum kit to play.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, I mean, I was mostly like playing guitar and stuff, but now I practice drums way more than I practice guitar. I probably practice like almost an hour a day
Okay,
drums, and
that's
then
killer.
guitar is like I don't even know, like maybe like 10 minutes a day.
The nice thing about being multi-talented as you are, um, playing guitar you can do anytime.
Yeah.
You don't have to plug it in, and you can do it quietly in your room at 2 a.m.
Yeah. I mean, I
Uh, drums are
sometimes,
not that way.
yeah, sometimes I'll be like just staying up late and I'll be like, yo, I want to practice guitar and write a song. So I will, but
Yeah.
because I have like MIDI drum software and stuff like that in my DAW. But yeah, I mean, well, you could use like an electric kit, but I guess if it still like makes noise, you would have to be in a basement.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, it's true. I have one, and it definitely helps. Like if you, sorry, I have this idea for something, or man, I can't sleep. Maybe I should go play drums. If you do have a basement and you have an electronic kit, that is like the most ideal situation. But a lot of people don't have that situation. Like a lot of people live in apartments, and some people, live in houses and have kids and little kids, and even, trying to do that sometimes is just like hard to do. But man, you are at like such a cool spot in life to where like you were saying like, hey, I can like mess with this and try and write a song, and I've got drum programming on my computer. Like 14-year-old me did not have any of that. I had a boombox and some blank tapes, and like our band would try and like, all right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna record something now. Let's see how awful it sounds. And
yeah,
it's like you have such a amazing world at your fingertips right now to like even to learn something. Like you have YouTube. Like, oh, I want to learn how to play this song or play this riff. You could 99% of the time go on YouTube and watch someone do it and watch them show you how to do it.
yeah,
It's awesome.
crazy.
And I'm jealous because I can only imagine if I had, I mean, the internet was obviously around when I was 14, but we had dial up internet out in the country. So I could barely download any records illegally back in the day from Napster or LimeWire, and, you know, couldn't go like, I don't even think I knew about YouTube when I was 14 because I don't even think it was around, but it may have been.
It
But
was MySpace even out.
MySpace, yes, it was. MySpace was more like time frame for me using it in the 2005 era of time.
Okay.
when I was a senior in high school. It's actually partially how my I got hooked up with my band, The Heartland. They had songs up there and stuff, and was able to chat with their guitar player and stuff, and we met through there. And but yeah, that was MySpace was huge at that time. We booked all of our tours that we did in 2005 and 6 through MySpace.
Yep. I mean, we book all our tours through Instagram, but I think it's a lot easier over Instagram now, right?
Sorry about that, man. Our
Okay.
internet sometimes just dies.
Yeah.
Sorry about
Well,
that. Are we still recording?
oh yeah, recording.
Yeah, I'll just edit
So
all
we
that
gotta
out.
make sure we gotta edit all that out because I was making really, really stupid faces at the camera.
Oh,
You were talking about
the
booking tours,
Yeah, we're talking about booking tours.
MySpace and Instagram, and
Yeah.
oh yes, awesome. Thank you, Mom.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so I'm gonna continue. Sorry about that.
No
Um,
worries.
anyways, yeah, so we book like all of our tours over Instagram. My mom helps with a good portion of it. My band World of Chaos just did a 9-day tour. I think the farthest
Whoa.
place was Tulsa, Oklahoma. Um, 9 days. So we went. The the last day of the tour was Kansas City. Then we drove straight back home. Um,
18 hours.
18 hours. I didn't do the driving though. So it was my mom and the promoter of Kansas City because we know him really well, and he our drummer had to get back. Like he had school that was on a Saturday, and he had school on Monday because that was the end of spring break. So he couldn't miss a day. So um, we said we might have to cancel the show, and we might not be able to do the show. And he said he'll drive home with us because he had some like thing in New Jersey he had to do anyways for his work, and he just flew home.
Nice.
So
Sorry, the internet cut out again. I'm hoping that is going to remain stable. If not,
hopefully,
um, I will have to do this on my phone from I would have to get all signed back in through my phone, but hopefully it
yeah,
will be okay. Let me
I'll
know
try
if
to
it
not
acts
ask.
weird.
I'll try to not ask too many questions, just to.
No, ask all the questions you want.
Well,
I'm making the time for you, man. Like it's
okay,
no big deal at all.
okay. Then I'll just ask them all. Do you remember what your first drum kit was and how you got it?
5 piece, and it was made by some brand called TKO, like the most unknown brand ever.
What the
And
hell?
yeah, I don't even know who made it. The wood was like press board. It was literally like not ideal drum kit. But um growing up, I didn't have any musicians in my family. Like no one, no cousins were musicians, nothing. And but I did have an older cousin that she was in high school and she played percussion in a school band. And so she had that drum kit, and she she ended up moving away. She ended up getting pregnant in her senior year of high school, and she ended up moving with her mom. And I think she moved to Florida, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, it was just sitting in storage. And I was getting interested in band and wanted to do sixth grade band. And I had, honestly, when I first started out with music, I wanted to play guitar. I did. And I used to pretend to play guitar in my room with a guitar that had no strings on it. And I would perform like concerts by myself in my room, like just like thinking I know what I was doing, but I had no clue. And drums really kind of just spoke to me more. I don't know why, but they did. And I remember a couple times being at her house, putting on headphones and listening to this CD called the Beavis and Butthead Experience. And it had like everybody on it. It had Anthrax, like Megadeth, Crash Test Dummies, all these bands. And I remember trying to play along to the song by Megadeth called 99 Ways to Die. And I was trying to like pick up like what the rhythm was and like using brushes. I'll never forget this. And so my my cousin's dad like was like, "Hey, we've got this drum set in storage. It's not being used and it won't be used ever. You're more than welcome to it." So that's excuse me, that's my first drum kit. And I got it in, I want to say it was 1997.
That was the TKO kit. Wow.
Yep, that was the infamous TKO. Um, the next drum kit that I got that actually had a brand name was a Pearl export series that my parents got for me out of like a newspaper art ad for sale. Sorry, give me 1 second. I am choking. Cut, edit, delete. I don't care.
Couldn't hear.
Um,
Locked it.
He muted his mic.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
That was the
Um,
sound thing.
no, I was over here like had this tickle in my throat. Anyway, so my parents got me that drum kit. It was a Pearl export. It had so many pieces to it, and they were black and white. So like my kick drum was black, one rack tom, or my kick drum was white, my smallest rack tom was white, the next one was black, floor tom was white, and then I had another floor tom that was the same size that was black.
Wow.
And I was like, this is the most jumbled, put together thing I've ever seen, but I don't care. I love it so much because it was a name brand, it was in way better shape, and it had symbols that were like actual symbols. Like the symbols that came with the TKO were like trash can lids that were shaped like symbols. And if you hit the crash symbol too hard, it would flip inside out.
Wow.
Like, yeah, it was terrible. But you got to start somewhere. And my mom didn't have a lot of money as a single parent, and had I had to make do with what I had. And she met my stepdad, and they were the ones who got me, the Pearl kit. And I had that drum kit forever, it seemed, until I was a senior in high school. And then my mom was like, "You're graduating. What would you like as a graduation present?" Because for me, school was really hard. I didn't care about it, and all I wanted to do was play music. And I made that fact very known. And my grades were terrible, but my mom was very thankful that I was graduating high school. And she was like, "So what would you like?" And I was like, "A drum set, like a new drum set." And she kind of looked at me and she was like, "Wouldn't you want a car, like a new car?" And I was like, "Cars blow up, drum sets don't.
Yeah.
Unless you're Keith Moon and you blow up your drum set." So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm homeschooled right now, but I'm gonna try high school next year as a freshman and see how it goes. I mean, all my friends are telling me not to, but I don't know. I want to try it
Hey,
out.
yeah, I mean, that's cool.
Yep.
Um, it's definitely an experience. It gets you, like you're obviously very sociable. You play in bands, you know people.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know, it's kind of like getting things gets you a little bit prepared for the real world, I guess. But homeschooling is also little weirdos and bad situations that can happen in high school and out there in the world. It's just crazy. My nieces and nephews just turned 18 Um, and they like they tell me horror stories from school, and I'm just like, God, this sounds awful. So if you like, let me know how it goes because it's definitely an experience. Like everybody's high school experience can be different, especially in your region, wherever you live. Like I grew up in the country, so my high school was there was a day dedicated for people to drive their tractors to school. I'm not even kidding you.
Damn, that's
That's a
crazy.
real thing.
I gotta do that. I don't have a tractor though, so
It was quite the experience, but yeah, let me know how that goes.
I will. Yeah, I want to do a full year. I mean, if I can, I want to do the whole 4 years. But if I hate it, like if it's horrible, I'll go back to homeschooling. Um,
Definitely.
Also, like if like my band gets offered to get like taken out on tour by Municipal Waste or something, I'll have to just drop out of school. So that I mean, it's a
That
possibility
sounds
that someone,
like homeschool would be good for that type of situation.
yeah. So I mean, if that happens, I'll probably just like have to drop out or whatever, or use all
It's like
my.
working remotely from home. Like people, like I had a friend who plays in a pretty big band, and he for a while on some of their earlier tours, he was working remotely in the van while they were driving during the day. Yeah, he had to like buy like a whole like internet plans thing so he could have like um one of those hotspots so he could work from the van. But he made it work.
Damn.
And
Hey,
yeah,
what band is he in?
he's in a band called Lopan.
Okay, I don't think I've heard of them.
They're sick. They are very heavy stoner metal, but he has a just fantastic voice. Like it's clean singing, no screaming, but like the check him out, Lopan, like
I
the
will.
dude from Big Trouble in Little China.
All right, I'll try it out. I'll check it
Yeah.
out. Um, how old were you when you played in your first band?
So my first band, if you're just gonna count jamming with your friends, we were called Typhus Screwworm, and I was 13, I would say. It was in the eighth grade, so I was probably 13. I was older than some of my class because I got held back a year. When I was in the fourth grade, I was in the third grade. I moved schools three times in the same year,
Oh,
and it was a struggle for me. So I went to on the second move. I went to fourth. I went from third, finished third, went to fourth, and then we were moving again, and I was having a lot of trouble. So my mom was like, "Maybe it's a good idea you go back to third grade, finish out the year, and then move to fourth grade again." And I hated it, and I was so mad at her at the time. But I think it worked out for the better. I met a lot of people who I am still friends with today from then. So yeah, so I was 13, and we had the most ridiculous band name, Typhus Screwworm, and it was just me and my friend Lucas and my friend Bobby, and we played Metallica songs for the last day of eighth grade. Um, it was pretty cool.
wait, so you said third grade?
Eighth grade. I'm so sorry. Yeah,
Oh,
I was drumming in third grade.
okay,
No,
okay. I was
my
confused.
bad.
Gonna say that's. I mean, I've heard of bands started in middle school, but I've never heard of third grade bands.
Man, that would have been so cool. Just
Yeah,
jamming Metallica as like what 8 year
eight.
old.
Yeah, 8 year old. I was 12 when World of I was 12 when World of Chaos played our first show. Um, Me and our drummer
That's
have been
so
jamming
cool.
since I was 10 though. So,
That's awesome.
yeah. I mean, so
Like,
I've only actually been in three bands that have played shows. My dad's band was one of them. Farm Machinery World of Chaos, I'm still in. But I've done like other projects that I've tried to do that like have had like one practice. But the thing is, it's either that the kids' parents aren't willing to drive, or the people like
Hmm.
are just my friends and are into the same music as me, but don't really know how to play their instruments at all. So
Yeah, you'll have that. A lot of the time, it was the first one for us where like my buddy's mom was like, "I don't feel like driving you over to Jim's house in the snow. Like, you guys can do your little band some other time." And it's like my buddy Lucas was always at my house. We played music together until our senior year of high school. Um, and we started out doing like stuff like Metallica songs, and we tried to write some stuff on our own, and it just didn't go anywhere. It didn't. We didn't know how to do song structure. We were just kind of like, I don't even know what to do. So eventually, one day he came to my house and he was like, "You know any Slayer?" And I was like, "No." It's like, I listened to them, but I've never like tried to play it. And he was like, "You should learn." And I was like, "Okay." I'm like, "Do you know Slayer?" Like, and he was like, "Yeah, I know like 10 songs." And I was like, "Oh my God. All right."
bam.
So I took, I didn't have a double bass drum pedal for one. So like I was just playing single pedal stuff. But then he was friends with some other kid in our class, and his family had this old barn, and he was doing some like demoing, like renovation stuff in this barn with his dad over the summer, and they had this old Ludwig drum kit that was like in pretty rough shape, but he they gave it to him. They were like, "We know you play music, maybe you want this drum set." So he brought it to my house, and luckily it had a second pedal, and I set up my already like mismatched drum kit with an even more mismatched drum kit. But
Damn.
I had two bass drums. So I started, messing with like trying to play one from Metallica and learning Slayer songs and learning more Metallica songs because that's who we loved.
Yeah.
He was always super into like Slayer, Megadeth, like the big four. And so um, but he knew so many Slayer songs, it was ridiculous. Like he just digested them and just knew them. And we at my graduation party from high school, we played in my garage for like my entire family and like our friends and stuff. And we just played a handful of Slayer covers, and that was the
Wow.
last time we played music together, which was it's kind of unfortunate, but like he kind of just like left it. Like he didn't really want to do much more of it, like outside of like just jamming with me. And
Yeah.
I wanted to take it more seriously.
Yeah,
So
my friend Dylan, who's the bass player of Farm Machinery, the Hammer Smash bass one,
yeah,
so he like is improving way more. Like he's getting good. I mean, he's not quite as good as me, but it's because he's been playing for like 3 months. Um, and like you can tell he just like loves it, and I think he wants to be as in like as many bands as he can, like me, and he practices like multiple hours a day. I'm pretty sure because every time I go to his house, he is a lot better at guitar and bass, and it's
he's
crazy.
gonna he's gonna be a wizard.
Yeah,
You just watch.
he's gonna be going before we know it.
Yeah, he'll be playing this stuff like in no time.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
like the frantic disembowelment, like that kind of crazy riff driven death metal. They'll be like playing
Yeah.
Origin stuff soon.
I
Yeah.
don't I know like I don't know I gotta be honest, I don't know that many Cannibal Corpse songs. I know a handful, but there I don't know if it's that song, but there is a song that I know that has like an insane, like crazy bass part. It's like
All of them.
it's like well yeah, but like it's like It's insane. It's like one of the craziest I've heard. I don't remember what it's called though.
I mean, I think everybody would probably say the most technical Cannibal Corpse song is Frantic Disembowelment from the Wretched Spawn. And
Might
I
be
would
that.
probably agree. There's like video of it online of them playing it in the studio when they were like recording it and writing it. And it's like literally like you see they got Paul playing along with it in the studio, and you've got Pat and Alex and Jack like just shredding. Like Alex's fingers are like going so fast, and it's the most insane thing I've ever seen. And seeing it live was like the icing on the cake. I was like, you guys pulled this off live. I can't
I
believe it.
would I would say that Alex what his last name's Webster, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. I would say that he might be like the best death metal bass player there is.
he's definitely in the top, I would say.
Yeah.
Like I can't just sit here and say, well, I think this guy's better. Like
Yeah.
when I think of amazing death metal bassists, he is the first person that comes to mind.
Agreed. I mean, there's probably some like bass player that I just don't know that's probably better than him, but I mean, he's the best one that I know.
Yeah.
He's
Like
insane.
I mean, if you think like all the, death metal and extreme death metal stuff that's out there, like even like him, like to say like a long time ago there was a band that was around in like the 2007-ish area of time called Brain Drill. I don't know if you've ever heard of Brain Drill.
I've not. It's a cool name though.
It's very cool. And they had a really insane drummer. He goes by Lord Marco, but he ironically plays with 6 Feet Under, which is Chris Barnes'
Yeah. Yep.
band. So, but like he said that the bassist of Brain Drill was like one of his favorite bassists ever, like one time in an interview somewhere. And I was like, who's Brain Drill? I have to find out right now. Alex Webster says this dude's good and this band is good. I need to check them out. But yeah,
Yeah.
like when you're like, when he's like the guy that when he's like tried and true, like that he's like the one of the top dudes. And it's like you've got bands like Origin who have insane technicality. Their bass player is good. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but that's because I'm a drummer. I just know mostly drummer names.
Yeah. What was I about to say? Oh yeah. So very controversial question, but who do you out of the two singers, who do you like more, George or Chris?
Okay, this is a hard question to answer
I know.
because I love both eras of the band,
I also do.
but my favorite record, and I would say probably top two favorite Cannibal records are Chris Barnes.
Yeah.
This is my favorite Cannibal Corpse record ever.
I think I have to say Chris Barnes as well because he's just I don't know. I mean, I personally I think okay, so I think George might have better vocals, but I think Chris might be a better writer.
He's definitely like George, like as a vocalist, his longevity of being a vocalist and doing as much. I mean, if you look at the two, like both bands have not stopped, like, since the mid 90s. Like, Chris left, started 6 Feet Under, and they just kept going.
Yeah.
And so, you know, as far as like how they've sounded over the years, George absolutely would take the cake for, if you want to talk about like power and vocal, like just sounding, I would say George. But Chris invented this style and really like started a movement. Like, you know, that type of vocal, like it was around. Like, if you've seen the Cannibal Corpse documentary, like they talk about like all these bands that were kind of like doing like that type of vocal. Like you got Deicide and you've got Obituary and all these all these bands of the time and like Morbid Angel and things like that. But like he just pushed it to a whole other level, and especially the writing, like you were talking about, as a lyricist, and the gore aspect of like, you know, just the song titles alone, like you know what you're in for that you're gonna hear from Cannibal Corpse. Like, and he really just like was the guy at the front, like, all right, I'm charging the path. This is gonna be a style.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I would say I would say Chris Barnes would be my pick.
Yep. I think I agree with that, but I don't know because it kind of does change sometimes. Because I think originally it was George, but now I think it's Chris Barnes. So
Hmm. It just kind of depends on like when you were introduced to Cannibal Corpse. I was introduced to Cannibal Corpse from Ace Ventura. Like probably a lot of people who didn't really know of them beforehand, found out through Ace Ventura about like who is this band? Like who are
yeah,
they? And so like for me being, man, when did Ace Ventura come out? Like 93, 94, so like 93 maybe. I was young, like just some little kid like who loved to laugh, and that movie just killed me. And I quoted it so many times as a kid, and I was like, what is that band? And then, getting older and then figuring out who, you know, they were, and I can't remember how I got my first Cannibal Corpse CD. I think a friend of mine gave it to me, which was Tomb of the Mutilated, which is this album. And that that's how I found out about him. And like, you're a much younger person, and George has been around since well before you were born.
yeah,
So it's like it depends on how you were introduced to them. Like, they only did what, four, yeah, four records with Chris.
yeah,
Eaten Back to Life, Butchered, The Bleeding, or Tomb and Bleeding. Yeah. So if you think of like the albums that have come after that and all the things of that nature, like you definitely have a lot more to go off from George's perspective than Chris's.
yeah,
Like, I don't know. It's like in this nothing will ever change my opinion of this being my favorite record, but like records like it's Tomb of the Mutilated and Butchered at Birth, and then everything else for me.
yep. I
Um,
don't.
Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. I don't know how I got into them, but the first two songs I listened to were Hammer Smashed Face and I. So
I mean,
uh,
yeah, and those are both Chris songs, and
yeah.
but you
So
might have heard the live version of that song, which is George.
yeah. Well, okay. I so I think I found out from them because of my friend Jack, who used to be in World of Chaos for a little bit. He never played live with us though.
Mhm.
Um, I think he was playing them or something, and I liked Hammer Smashed Face, and then I saw like a YouTube video of George saying, "This song is about shooting blood from your." Um,
Yep, that's the one.
yeah. Um, so I mean, that was probably like a good 2 3 years ago, and Yeah, I mean, I didn't really like them at first because I wasn't really I was into heavy stuff, but I wasn't into like death metal yet. But now I
Hmm.
really like them, and I didn't even know they had like two singers for a while until I actually got into them. I was like, wait, this sounds so much different than the older stuff. Is this a different singer? And I found out Chris and George are different.
Yeah,
So
it's you know, I remember as I was probably young, maybe a year younger than you, 13 maybe. And I had this CD, and then they had released this really awesome box set called the 15-Year Killing Spree. And it was like a 4 CD box that had everything from Eaten Back to Life up to the current realm of Cannibal. And then it had extra stuff, and it had finding out later on, like in life, in realizing that Chris left in the middle of them recording what would be Vile. And he actually had demoed, like, I want to say like 7 or 8 songs of that. And the album was going to be called something completely else. It was going to be called Created to Kill. And it's the music of Vile, but it's with Chris's vocals and lyrics. And it's very rough recording. It's a demo, and it's like still amazing because you hear like the songs from Vile, which was George's first record with them, and you heard what that was, and you're like, I'm interested to hear what Chris did, and they're both awesome in my opinion.
so
So I
same
saved up.
instrumentals. Sorry,
Yeah, the same music was like the music was already recorded. The vocals were what they were working on.
completely different
And
vocals.
yeah, so like lyrics and stuff, yes.
Damn.
Like so Chris had like his own set of lyrics and song titles and things like that. And I don't know if they kept Devoured by Vermin was definitely one that was like Chris's, like had different vocals, sort of, I think. But they also, like, George came in and put his own lyrics to their stuff. But yeah, totally different, like song titles, or not song titles maybe, but subject matter of lyrics and things like that. But yeah, look it up. It's on YouTube. It's awesome. It sounds kind of rough. It kind of sounds like this, a little bit muffled, but he does that signature at the
Oh,
beginning of
the-
yeah, he does it at the beginning of Devoured by Vermin, and it's
damn.
incredible.
Wow.
Um, but yeah, I remember as a kid, a couple of Christmases, I saved up, or that one Christmas when I was 13, I saved up to go get that box set. So
Damn.
that was a huge pivot point in my life because it was when I was starting to find more extreme music.
That's sick.
Yeah. Sorry, I
All
went on
right.
the Cannibal
Oh,
Corpse tangent.
yep. That was probably like a good like 15% of the episode.
That's awesome because Cannibal
10%.
Corpse
I don't
rules.
know. Yeah, Cannibal Corpse is great. All right, if you could tell your 14-year-old self anything at all, what would you tell him?
Mhm. The asshole senior kid who picked on you is a piece of garbage and won't do anything as cool as you'll do.
Nice. All right, well, do you have anything else, Dad, before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I thought I did. Do you have more questions? Like, there were some other questions in there that I
Up to
thought were
you. I
cool.
mean,
It's really up
I'm
to you
cool.
guys.
we cut them because the episode's long and we don't want to keep you here long. But if you want to do them, we can do them.
Yeah, I'll try not to elaborate too far into them, but I'm having a great time. I don't know about you.
Okay. I mean, I am, but just want to make
Yeah.
sure you're good with
My
it.
wife is reading her books, so she's good.
Okay. Um. Okay. Well, what was the first metal, punk, or hardcore show you went to, and how old were you?
So this one was the one that I had the most trouble with because I had to think back, and then I had to also like think what was like metal. Like I grew up in a country small town and we didn't have punk really or hardcore. So my school was filled with like country metalheads who all loved Pantera and Slipknot and things like that.
Yeah, that's
So
still
I had to think back like who my first like metal concert was, and I came up with two answers. Um, because I lived in the country and didn't have friends who were like so gung ho about like, yeah, let's go to this concert. Like, let's drive into Columbus and go to this concert, because we lived like 35 minutes from Columbus out in the country. So, no one was like, let's go to shows or, you know, if they did, I didn't get invited. So, but I came up with two answers. The first answer, it would be the oldest concert, and that would be Kiss. I saw one of Kiss's many farewell tours, but I saw it. It was in 2000, so I don't know, 14 maybe. I think your age, maybe 13.
yep, 14.
And so that was in 2000, and it was the act. It was actually Kiss, like it was Gene, Paul, Ace, and Peter,
Yeah.
and it was awesome. And that would probably not be considered metal. So I came up with a second answer. I know that I probably saw some sort of like smaller show, but nothing was as impactful. But the second one, if I had to say like truly a metal show, was Metallica in 2003.
Wow. It's great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Metallica, Saint Anger. It had just come out.
was Lars playing with a trash can?
No, but he had that sound at the
Yeah,
show.
that snare. Dong, dong.
Yep. Which is so popular now. Everybody
Yep.
loves it.
Yeah, all I mean we do it kind of. The slam stuff does it a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. And
So,
people like hated it. Like
yeah.
I'll call them the normie metalheads hated it so much. And I've there's Metallica's like probably like one of my biggest influences ever. And
Yeah.
seeing them and like having their whole catalog that I've seen come to life before my eyes, there is something from every Metallica record that I like, not maybe necessarily like the album as a whole, but there is stuff on everything that I've liked except for one, and it was called Lulu, and it was a collaboration with Metallica and Lou Reed from the Velvet Underground and himself. He was doing vocals on this thing, and it was like Metallica, like jamming with like the most random vocals that were terrible. And I was just like, I can't get behind this, fellas. Sorry.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like really much past the Black Album. I like certain songs on Load and 72 Seasons has a couple good songs.
Mhm.
And they're I mean, Saint Anger I kind of like, but most of the stuff after like the Black Album I'm just not a fan of personally.
That's fine.
Yeah,
My
I
favorite
don't I
record
just
happens to be Load.
yeah, I mean, I haven't listened to much of Load, but the song out of the newer stuff, I think Load is like one of the better ones. Um, but I don't know. I think newer Metallica just doesn't match like first four albums. But I don't
And
know.
that's I mean that it's there I'll say this. Let me try and change the this seems like it's very bright. Um they're a different band, like totally different band,
Yeah,
especially like for those first four records. Um, but you know, I I like to get into conversations with people about Metallica because I like people who have like a thought process of like Cliff Burton as a bass player, he loved classical music, he loved southern rock, and I wonder like would he have stayed in Metallica? Probably, if he hadn't passed away, unfortunately. And, what would have their sound was changing even then. Like there are people out there who were like giving them the middle finger because they made Ride the Lightning because it had Fade to Black on it. In that situation, it's like you've already like you can't win. Like you've got your people who are just like, nope, I don't like
Yeah.
anything after Kill 'Em All, and I just can't get behind that mentality at all.
That's a little crazy for me, but um
But
yeah, I
people have
like
their opinion.
yeah. So I mean, I definitely respect them a lot. Like I don't think they sold out. I just they went a certain direction with some of the new stuff that I just don't like. But
Yeah,
I think it's cool. I think it's good music. It's just not my thing. So
I think for me, um, growing up and kind of discovering heavier music like Metallica was the first band that stuck out to me because I mean I was 8 years old when I first heard the Black Album, maybe even 7 years old.
that's
Our
crazy.
neighbor next door to us used to watch me when my parents would go somewhere, and he was in high school. And I can remember him distinctively bringing over the Black Album because we had a really nice stereo at home. And he brought it over, put in the CD, and I can just like remembering like how it sounded. And I was just like, this is so cool. And dudes across the street from us at the time also were in high school and they used to wear Metallica shirts all the time. And I was like, the imagery just struck me. And so, Metallica was like my reference point for like stuff that was heavy. Like, does it sound like Metallica? And like listening to the radio stations with my friend when we were kids, you got to hear Ozzy and you got to hear Suicidal Tendencies and you got to hear Megadeth, like all these bands. But like when I finally like, started like honing in on like what I loved to listen to and started, figuring out like Load had literally just come out. Like it came out like June 6th or something like that. And I got it for my birthday, which is June 11th. And my mom got me the cassette of it. And I literally wore that thing out. I literally just rebought it on cassette last year when they had the big anniversary for it because I was like I miss having just that nostalgia cassette, you know.
What was that thing called? Wasn't it like Get Your Load Out or something crazy like that?
Oh, they had like this contest thing where they were having people like do covers of
Yeah, yeah.
songs that were on there. They're doing it again right now. They're doing it for Reload right now. I just actually watched yesterday Jason Newsted do an unboxing of the big box set that they released for every record from Kill 'Em All up till Reload as of
Whoa,
now.
it's crazy.
They're cool. I have two of them. My two favorite records, which is the Black Album and Load. I'm
Yeah.
sure people would be like, "This guy's a loser for loving those two records the
So
most," but
they did a box set for every record up until Load.
they have. Yes,
Wow.
it's huge, dude. It's like I'm staring at it right now, but it's literally like if you put it on its side, it's this thick and
Jeez.
it's LP size, but it
Yeah, yeah.
comes with uh they all come with different things, but like they all come with the a vinyl with the remaster. They come with vinyl that like the Black Album has like a live vinyl with it, and so does Reload or so does Load. Um, but they all have vinyl. They all have like 8 or 10 CDs. Excuse me. 8 or 10 CDs. They come with a big thick book like that has like pictures and stories and notes of like the time that that album was around. It's really cool, man. They're a little pricey, but
How
you know,
much?
like right now I looked at the Reload one the other day because they just announced it and it's like 230.
Really? Only 230?
Yeah. I think that's roughly around what we paid for the Black album and then Load.
I would
But
expect it to be like, I don't know, I would expect more than that, but pretty cool.
yeah, they I mean, if you want to try and get any of the earlier ones, those are definitely going to cost more because they don't have them anymore. So you have to get them from eBay or Discogs or
Yeah, I
something
mean,
like that.
and those are probably double the price, if not more.
Definitely. They are. I want the one for Injustice for All really bad because I admittedly will openly say this that the Jason Newsted era of Metallica is my favorite era of Metallica. And Jason Newsted has always been my favorite Metallica member. I just there's something about him that's super cool to me. Maybe it's because he's so chill.
Personally, I think Cliff is mine, but I think that's probably a common answer.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, insanely talented person and just taken too soon. And
For
like I
sure.
was saying earlier, like I wonder what he would have done in Metallica, like
Yeah.
creatively, like would have loved to have seen it. But then we wouldn't have what we have today. I mean, it's stuff like that changes the course of history. So
Yeah.
there's my Metallica tangent.
Yeah. Damn, we're doing this with like every band. I want to say one more thing. Did you hear that like how it happened? Like the night before, how Kirk and Cliff played like a game of poker or something, or a game of cards
Oh
maybe.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
for that bunk. And Cliff
But
won. And if Kirk won, I mean, we would have a different guitarist and we would still have Cliff. Just think about that. It's crazy.
yeah, it is like it was like the high card, like whoever got the high card
Yeah, yeah.
got to choose the bunk.
Yeah, and I bet like I bet that I mean he probably still thinks about it a lot, but that I bet like for a whole year at least after that happened, he's just like, "Oh my God, I could be dead right now."
Oh, for sure. Like that's such an insane, like such an insane situation and insane turn of events. But yeah, we could have
Wild.
a whole different set of albums, man. It's really weird to
Yeah,
think.
crazy. All right, where's your favorite place you've ever toured?
Ooh, that was another good one I liked. So I actually did some drum teching um 10 in 2010. Or I'm sorry. Yeah, 2010 into 2011. I used to drum tech for the band Trivium. Do you know who they are?
Yeah, I know them. I haven't really listened to them much, but I know of them.
Okay.
Are they like
The
thrash?
uh, kind of thrashy, not really so much
Okay.
anymore. They're just kind of just straightforward like metal, I guess.
Okay.
Um, check out some of their earlier records. They're really good.
Okay.
I had a friend who was I had a friend who was filling in as a drum tech for them, and they fired their drummer. And in turn, they were like, "Hey, do you want this gig?" And he was like, "Sure." So he hit me up and was like, "Hey, man, I need a tech for this upcoming tour that we're doing. Would you be interested?" And I was like, "Absolutely." Yeah, like what kind of person would say no? Like a single person, doesn't really have anything tying them to home. Yeah, I will love to go travel wherever and do whatever. So he hired me, and the tour that I did with them was I can't remember the name of the tour, but it was in Australia and New Zealand.
Damn.
And it was so fun, so cool, but it was also very hectic because I was very new to being a tech. Um, you know, learning how someone else likes their drums set up. is a total, you got to think for them, and sometimes that's hard to do. But touring, my favorite place that I've toured like completely was that touring, and it was with Disturbed as the headliner and As I Lay Dying.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
cool.
back in the day before dude lost his mind.
Yeah.
But as a musician of playing, um, anywhere in the South or like the Southwest, like Texas, Arizona, Southern California, places with desert, that's always been my favorite place for me personally, like as places I've played.
Pretty cool.
How about you? Because I know that you said that you did a little tour. Like, where was your favorite place?
Okay, so I think it would be the UK, but that was with my dad's band. Um,
Sick.
yeah, so I did it twice. The first time was as a roadie, and the second time was actually playing bass. And then my I'm gonna say World of Chaos for this. Favorite place. Um, okay, so we've done okay. We've done a good amount of tours. We've played like 24 states. Texas was really
Jeez.
cool. Yeah. In 2 years. Texas was really cool. I really liked Maine, and
Hmm.
we played like where did we play in Maine? I don't remember the place, but we stayed at this really cool Airbnb. We like spent the some of the tour money on it. It was like $300 for a night, but it was awesome, and it was like right at the water, and it was freezing because it was in November in Maine.
Oh
So
my gosh, I can
me
only
and
imagine.
yeah, me and our drummer were chilling at the beach, and I had my guitar with me. I mean, I didn't have anything to plug into, and he had a snare drum, so we were just messing around and jamming. And this like old couple came up and it was like, I think they said like to play some Metallica or something like that. Um, and I think we tried to play Master of Puppets for a second, but we were like just we said like, oh, we're just messing around. We don't. Um, he only has
We
like
don't
one
really know
thing.
how to play these things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, I remember the sand was so cold. It was really weird. Like I've
It
never
was like you're
been,
putting your feet in snow, but it was sand.
but yeah, it was really weird. And then I think I like dipped my feet in the water and it was freezing, but
Hmm.
it was really cool. Then we okay, I'm gonna go with Maine, but we also did play Detroit, Michigan. Um, I think a lot of the times it's like places that we stay because we play these people that were at. Okay, so we met them like a month prior at a fest that me and my family went to, and they said we told them about our show in like a month, and they're like, "Oh, you can stay at our house." And they had this really really cool house, um, and there was a really cool basement, and they had a really cool cat, and yeah, so
It's the people that you meet on the
yeah,
road that it really ties it all together. Because I mean, you're not with, well, for you this is different. You were with like your family and stuff like that, but like, most of us aren't. And I remember touring 20 years ago and really hoping for people's good graces to let you sleep on their floor, and hopefully their house was not gross and
yeah.
disgusting.
Very luckily, their house was awesome and clean. They had like a Pokemon themed bathroom too.
That's
That was
so
awesome.
cool.
It was so cool. They had hardcore posters all over the walls. Um, yeah, we
Nice.
also did Little Rock, Arkansas on tour in April, but and that was really really sick. So, but I'm gonna go with Maine.
Okay. Yeah.
Mom, my mom has toured with bands for years and like slept in some really gross places. I think she said like she slept on like a really sticky like kitchen floor a couple times.
Been there.
So,
I slept on top of our van one time. Uh, Luckily it didn't rain or anything, but man, that was just like not. It was so hot, and you couldn't. The house was gross, and you couldn't sleep in the van because you were just gonna suffocate to death. So I just decided to just lay out my sleeping bag on the top of the van, and it
When,
was I luckily didn't roll off.
yeah, that's
Thank
what I was gonna
God.
say.
But yeah, it was, you know, like your mom, like stayed in some really sketchy places, and
Yeah,
just you're really hoping that people are just like, yeah, you can come stay at our house. It's not weird. My mom
yeah,
will make us burritos in the, it'll be cool.
yep,
And that's
yeah.
happened. Now
We
nowadays touring with See You Next Tuesday, it's a lot nicer. We actually stay in hotels every single night and can shower and not be gross.
Yeah, we stay in hotels a lot of nights because my dad over the he works in DC from Monday through Friday, and we live 2 hours from there, so he can't really come home and drive there. So his work pays for his hotels, and he gets all the points, and he just racks up points like almost every night. So he charges us $50 a night per hotel room, which is a good deal. So a lot of nights we'll sleep
Yeah,
in a hotel. So it's really
that's
nice.
awesome.
Very
It's
lucky to be
not,
able to do that.
yeah, that's not a bad cut. $50 for a hotel.
No, not at all.
That's awesome.
Yeah, very lucky. No stinky kitchen floors. I mean,
Oh my gosh, man.
I bet like once my mom's not helping us, like I mean, you are a lot like older than us, so you have to be comfortable. So I bet like when we're touring on our own, we probably will be sleeping in the van and sleeping on floors, but for now, we're under the grace of her. So
It's all in like how much money you want to end up bringing home.
yeah.
Like,
Also, what I've tried, like what I think about it a lot is like, okay, so we don't have that much money. If we get a hotel room every single night for a 6 day tour, that's $600. That could pay.
300.
Well, I know, but I'm saying not if like
Oh,
if
right.
we're not using those points like in the future. That could pay for like I don't know, a whole like shirt design release or something like that. So I'm
yep.
like, I mean, it's temporary, uncomfortable, temporary
Discomfort.
discomfort, temporary discomfort. But like, I mean, I don't know. We're spending money, so I just think it's better to save it. But I
I
mean,
mean, it's all in, like I said, like how much do you want to bring home and
yeah,
how
for
good do you
sure.
want to feel? Because, 2 weeks of sleeping in your van, and unless it's like you got one of these cool vans that has like bunk spaces and stuff, like
Yeah,
that's terrible.
yeah. I mean, to be fair, you guys are older, and also like you. I bet you have a guarantee every night, right?
Yeah, we definitely set that up. But sometimes some places that we've played do door deals, and
Yeah,
man, sometimes that doesn't work,
yeah. That's what
you know.
happens to us a lot. I mean, on tour, we got really lucky. Like the last two shows, we got like $400 because the place
Nice.
in Tulsa, they give all the door money to the touring band. So we got like 450, and then gave
Nice.
like $50 to one of the bands because they are a reason that a lot of people came out because they have like 1,000 monthly listeners. They're young too. They're called She Hates Me Not, so they're really cool. And then in Kansas City, a lot of the bands gave us their cut because we're touring, and they just really nice of them to do that. So
Definitely. I've definitely been in bands that like we've done that too. Like,
yeah,
obviously, like if you're a local and you're opening up for someone who's on tour, you give this speech like, yeah, we have merch back there, but give all your money to the touring bands
yeah, that's
because
what we
it's like,
always do.
it's
Yeah,
kind of like that. Like we understand each other. Like,
yep.
oh,
So
cats.
yep. If you could live as one animal for a day and be safe from dying, what kind of animal would you choose?
Kitty?
I would choose one of my dogs, 100%. Um, I want to know what goes on inside my son's head. His name's Ozzy, and I named him correctly. He is the most insane pet I've ever owned my whole
He
life.
is the most insane pet I've ever owned. So he's about to hit me. Sometimes if he wants down and you don't put him down, he'll hit you. But so there's nothing. Look at those eyes. There's nothing going on back there. Nothing. I love
I,
him,
He's
but
a good boy.
he is so dumb. He just does dumb stuff constantly. Um,
cool, you're describing Ozzy, my dog.
yeah. I mean, I think a lot of pets are like that. There's definitely smart dogs and cats, but he is not one of them.
I
But
mean, yeah, like when I was talking to my wife today and I was like kind of going through these questions and I asked her, I was like, what do you think you would be? And she was like, well, like I would either be a bird so I could fly or be a dolphin so I can explore the ocean. And, obviously you said be safe from being killed by anything.
yeah, yeah.
She was like, either a bird or a dolphin. And I was like, she was like, what would you choose? And I was like, one of the dogs. I was like, because I was like, I just want to know what's going on in that dome of his because just a
Yeah.
psycho.
I just realized something about that question. So if you were a bird, you can fly, right? But you
Yep.
can also explore the ocean because you can't die. I just
That's true.
realized that.
And birds do fly into the water to get fish
Yeah.
to eat.
Yep. Yep.
So, yeah, that's true. Yeah. But that's my choice. I would choose
Yeah.
my dog.
Yeah. I feel like my answer always changes. Like whenever it is that question, but it would probably be Eddie because similar reason as you, but I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, do you have a favorite movie from when you were 14?
Oh, yeah, I do. That movie would be Dazed and Confused. Have you ever seen it?
I don't know it.
You saw it?
I did?
Yeah.
Wait, when?
When you're like 10.
Um, that, I mean, I have like favorite movies, obviously, like everyone does, but I rented that movie so many times from our little town's video store that after like a year of me continuously renting it on VHS, I took it up to the counter, the slip up to the counter, and the guy was just like, hold on a second. And he just took the VHS tape and he took the case, like the box that it came in, and he hands it to me and he goes, keep it. And I was like, why? And he goes, dude, you've literally paid like so much money in renting this movie for the last year, and you are the only person who has ever rented this movie in the last year. So you can just have it. And I was
Hey,
like,
you remember? All
it's
right, we'll
awesome.
watch it. Watch it tomorrow.
You look like one of Mitch Kramer's friends. Like you look like you'd hang out with Mitch Kramer in that movie. Your
Okay.
mom knows what I'm
Wait.
talking
I
about.
know. Yeah, you totally would. We're gonna watch it.
Okay.
He just hates watching movies so much.
I know. I have a TikTok attention span.
Oh wow. Yeah.
No. It's not that bad. Like
We'll
I'll
split
watch
it
some
in,
movies,
we have to
but
split it in 2 days though.
yeah, 2 days.
Like 45 minutes at a time.
I don't know. I
I
can
know that you
watch
don't love movies, but what would you say that yours is?
well, I can watch okay, so I can watch a whole horror movie or a whole like Shrek movie. That's I love like okay, so my brother
Did you say
loves Shrek.
Shrek?
Shrek, yeah.
Okay. I thought
Um,
you said Shrek.
yeah. My brother loves Shrek, and we watch a bunch of Shrek movies. But I do love horror movies, and I can watch a whole horror movie. My favorite movie is probably Evil Dead Rise. Have you seen that?
My man.
So good.
Yes.
Saw it in
The
the
Evil Dead
theater.
franchise in its entirety is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Comedy horror. I don't know. I'm just not too much of a like I don't like watching the whole movies unless they're like kind of gory or if they're like Shrek.
I got you.
So
It's cool though, because most people, uh, I would say they are your age, I wouldn't think would say Evil Dead at all. Is such a it's not at the forefront of most youngins' minds. Sorry to refer to you as a youngin, but um, yeah, like people would probably be like, oh God, what is it like the Saw franchise or um, Paranormal Activities or Final Destinations and things like that. Stuff
I've
that's like
seen one of the Final Destinations, I think.
Yeah, with
I
the
saw the
truck.
first one and
Yeah,
I
yeah,
never
yeah.
watched another one.
Yeah, I think we were meaning to watch one of the new one, right? Is it out yet?
I saw it with
Don't
Dad.
Wait, I feel like I saw the second one. Did I not?
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure I saw one and two.
I
Also,
don't know. I know that they are making another one.
Wait, is the one with the plane one or two?
one.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Also, he said Evil Dead Rise, which is way less cool than Evil Dead.
I know, but Evil Dead
That's
Rise is more gory.
But still, it's not like OG Evil Dead.
Yeah,
So
they're all.
right.
he's not that cool.
I'm very
Oh,
cool.
come on. We got to give him some credit.
I'm joking. Yeah, Evil Dead Rise is good. It's
I mean, the
probably my favorite.
cheese grater scene alone is like,
Why am
that's
I
worth
forgetting the cheese
the,
grater scene?
You're thinking of the elevator
I'm
scene.
thinking of the elevator scene.
There
you know,
was a cheese grater scene.
What's the cheese grater scene?
she's trying to escape out of the kitchen and she takes the cheese grater and slams it onto her leg, like the meat of the side of her leg, and just she tries to pull away, so she just
It'll
grates.
probably it'll probably come back to me
I'm
once I
pretty
see it.
sure it's.
Ugh!
Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah, I just saw it.
I think
God
it's
damn it.
streaming on HBO if you guys have HBO
We have
Max.
HBO, I think.
Yeah. I just put it on YouTube, that scene.
Damn. Okay.
Maybe we'll pop
Yeah.
it into the episode.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do you have anything else to add before we wrap it up now?
Um, Not really. I guess trying to think of like band stuff.
We can do another band tangent.
No, not
No, I'm just joking.
band like my band's stuff. Like we don't really have a whole lot coming up with See You Next Tuesday. We have some shows sprinkled throughout the year, but nothing like too major. We do have a few fests that we're doing, one of which is going to be super rad. Um, they can't talk about right now, but it will be announced at some point fairly soon, I would imagine, because the show is coming up soon. It's in the summer. I will be in Michigan next weekend recording an album with See You Next Tuesday. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm also at the same time not looking forward to that because it's stressful for me.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for it. I just like to be dramatic sometimes.
Yeah.
But we got that going on. We're actually working on some material right now um, that I recorded drums for 2 years ago. We're working on finishing the guitars for that right now. So we have a lot of irons in the fire as far as music recording and stuff like that goes. Like we have very few shows, no shows this month. We're playing Toledo Death Fest next month in June. And then we're playing at the end of June, we're doing a weekend in Wisconsin. We're doing Wisconsin and Milwaukee. Is that in Wisconsin?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. We're doing a metal Pride Fest in Milwaukee with I the Breather is like the big band on the fest, and then we're doing a show in I think Sheboygan, which will be fun. Um, And then July, we don't have a whole lot going on. And then August, we have a weekend of fests. Um, one is in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and it's like a metal fest. It's like a 2 day metal fest. One of the bands on one of the days is a band called Frog Mallet. Have you
I
ever heard
love
of them?
Frog Mallet.
Okay. So yeah, they're on one of those days. It's a Friday, Saturday ordeal. We're
Wait,
playing on
is it Shamrock Slaughter? Or was that earlier
no,
this year?
that happened already.
Okay.
Yeah, that happened already because the
Okay.
Bog played that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, we have that fest, and then we have another one that's in Michigan. That's the one I can't really talk about, but it'll be announced soon, like I said. And then I think we kind of have just stuff kind of on hold right now. Everybody's got, we're all 40 and we all have jobs and other things going on in our lives. So doing something has to be really cool. And if it's really cool, can we do it with our schedules? Like it's kind of hard to make things work. Like, you know, your mom made these amazing lanyards for us in such a quick
That
pinch.
was
Thank
like
you so
butchered,
much, Brooke.
butchered at birth,
Yep.
kinda.
Yeah, and that was an idea I had for we wanted to do a new shirt design, and I was like, man, I want to do a rip off of Butchered at Birth, but I want it to be with pizza. And the dude who did the shirt was like, say less. And he created like my one of my favorite designs we've ever done on a shirt. Um, Send me your address and I will send you one of our posters of that. Um,
Sick.
yeah, they turned out really cool. They're like the size of a flyer, so they're like, this big.
Cool.
Um, but yeah, your mom hooked us up with those passes and got her information from Guy from the Red Cord, who is, dude, if you'd have told me 20 years ago that we would be friends, I would have told you that you were lying. And, Red Chord's like a huge influence band for me. So, I want to thank him, give him a shout out. Thanks, Guy, for putting me in touch
Yeah.
with Brooke.
Yeah.
Um, like seriously, like that was like the coolest thing. And like I was talking about like shows being cool, to like to I think I know we weren't super close to where you guys were, but hopefully one day we can get out to where you guys are. You guys are in Jersey, you said?
Delaware.
Delaware. Okay.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah. We were playing Salisbury at the skate shop. We were playing in
Lurking
Salisbury,
Class?
Maryland. Yes.
Yeah, we've
But
played
you had
there.
a show that night, so
Oh, where?
somewhere else. There was a reason we
Yeah.
couldn't
Wait,
go.
what day was it? Do you know?
I know we couldn't go. I remember looking it up.
It was. Let me look at my
Because they don't know what
laminate.
show it was.
Yeah.
February 28th.
So that of this year, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was Elmer, New Jersey.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. She said that you guys could make it because I was going to put you guys on the list so you guys could come out and hang out.
that would have been cool. But
Well, next time.
yeah. Also, Guy sang a Madball cover, set it off with World of Chaos in New Hampshire. So
Yes, I
yeah,
saw. She sent me that, and that was awesome. Guy
yeah,
rules
yeah,
He wrote
really
the words
hard.
on his hand.
yeah. He didn't remember the words, so he wrote them down on his hand.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
He's done two. Well, he did three songs on our EP that we put out last year or 2024. The years are blurring together, but we played with Red Chord when they were doing the clients shows last December, and we did Boston, and then we did New York. So Brooklyn and Boston. And
okay, cool.
he came out and did all three of those songs with us, which was really awesome.
That's sick. Yeah, I might try to get him to do guest vocals for Farm Machinery sometime. So we'll see if Bet he'd do
He
it.
definitely would. Like he
Yeah.
is like one of the nicest dudes in the world. Love you, guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks to James for joining me today, and thanks to all you for watching and listening. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow me on Spotify and other streaming platforms. Until next week, bye.
Thanks for having me.